Good evening. It's 4 o'clock. It's the 31st day of January 2021. Royal Rumble Sunday. Let's make our predictions. Yeah. Okay, so it is the final installment of our Will the Five Room Dungeon theory work in other genres besides fantasy? We've done one with space, we've done one with superheroes, we've done one with obviously fantasy. Horror. Will the five-room dungeon concept work with horror? I think if any genre works with the idea of 5 beats, beep, beat, 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 it's horror, because most of horror adventures, movies are broken down into very specific beats. You know, you have your setup, you have your first kill, you have your, oh, you thought, but no, then you have your fight, your second, your big kill, and then you have your denouement, your twist. I mean, there's no rewards of a horror movie other than surviving, and most horror movies end with a twist. Usually it's the twist, but as Scream has showed us, even that can be broken. But so really, there's no reward at the end of the horror movie other than surviving to be the final girl or final boy. But breaking the 5-room dungeon concept down into a horror film. Okay, well, first, or a horror adventure. Well, first, if we're talking slasher film, no minions. There's no secondary minions for you to deal with in a slasher film as there would be in the other 5-room dungeon concepts. Now, if we're talking something like Aliens or The Thing or like a vampire, then yeah, he would have minions. But like Jason, Michael Myers, they don't. Who are their minions? I guess the adults, cops. I don't know. People who accuse you of being the murderer. Yeah. So, a horror role-playing game, more likely than not, you're dealing more with like a Cthulhu scenario, a vampire scenario, probably not doing a slasher. You're doing a Monster of the Week kind of thing. So let's do a Buffy Monster of the Week type scenario and see if it would work in horror. So first, our first room is our lore / first challenge, first fight. Or we could switch it up and have that be the very first encounter with the major bad guy. But this is a horror / Buffy / Monster of the Week. So our first room is our something's wrong. Something's different. Our first beat, our first room is going to be lore and a minor challenge. So something that gives you a hint to the Monster of the Week. So zombies, because zombies work pretty much always with ever. I mean, doesn't matter. Zombies, the radiation, the magic, the whatever, they're zombies. So this is the first hint. Our first room, our first hint, our first beat is the player characters encounter zombies in a situation where they would not normally encounter zombies that lead them to believe that there's a Monster of the Week they're dealing with. So what's the least likely place you would run into zombies? A coffee shop? No, people kind of always seem like they're sort of zombies. Like a library? Nah, people kind of seem like zombies at a library. I don't know. Like the least likely place you'd run into a zombie that would be really frightening is like a car wash, right? Like you're strapped in that little teeny tunnel and suddenly zombies. That'd be pretty frightening. So our player characters, first room, are at a car wash, taking the Mystery Mobile through the car wash when they run into zombies. That's our first room. Our second room, where did these zombies come from? So here's our challenge, our skill test, our role playing. We have to track down where these car wash zombies came from and how our Monster of the Week is creating zombies. So by searching the office of the car wash, we find the clues to lead us to room 3, beat 3, because it doesn't have to be a room. It just has to be 3 beats. It's 5 beats to lead our player characters to the manager of the car wash. He is the one that has infected the car wash employees. He's the one who has become the Monster of the Week. So room 2 is our skill test, our role-playing test, our interact with the world test, we have to go to room 3, which is where is the manager from the car wash. Okay. This is where we'd insert our little quirky music video or whatever. Ba, 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 ba. And it's Don Knox. All right, so now we're at the room 3, the car wash manager's apartment complex where he lives. And this will be our second fight, because now we're encountering tougher minions of the monster of the week that the car wash manager has become. And obviously there's going to be some cops there, and they're going to blame the adventurers, blame the player characters, tell them, we're keeping an eye on you, you need to leave or we're going to arrest you. The cops go in. 5 minutes later, the player characters hear the screams, see the tentacles come out. Maybe a dead cop is thrown at them, squirming, and he splits open, and hundreds of these little alien whatever come out. And now they have to fight the cops, who a minute ago were like saying, get out of here, you meddling kids, we can handle this. But they've been infected by the car wash manager. So they're your next fight. Going up the stairs, Donkey Kong style, avoiding the cops who are like throwing flaming bathtubs at you and whatever they can just grab out of the apartment complex. One cop zombie grabs a TV and throws it at the player characters as they're trying to get up the stairs. Remember, this is modern day horror, so Buffy Monster of the Week, so we don't have a lot of superpowers at the player characters' disposals. They're just they might have better guns and more skills, but it's not like any of them's going to throw lightning bolts. But I don't know, maybe they will. It depends. So we got this little video game scenario. We got some obstacles, some hazards, as our player characters have to work their way through room 3, which is the apartment complex, fighting these possessed, tentacle infested former cops. Now, the cops can't use their guns. That's the only advantage that the player characters have, that because they've become all blah, none of them are smart enough to shoot the player character, so they're just grabbing shit. I love the idea of a player character running up the stairs and there's a cop zombie at the top of the stairs with a flaming television who just throws it at him as he's coming up the stairs. That just sort of has to be our iconic picture. All right, so that's room 3. Room 4 is, of course, our final fight with the car wash manager, who is now sort of this tentacle zombie host thing. So our player characters have to fight him. They have to overcome these tentacles that will turn anybody that they touch into another zombie, like the cops. It's a very enclosed space. The tentacle apartment dwelling car wash manager alien obviously has the advantage. The player characters have to figure out a way to use the room, use the apartment, use the enclosed space to discover whatever its weakness is, take advantage of it to destroy it, or so they think, because this is a Monster of the Week horror Buffy type thing. We got to have that question mark, like maybe a piece of it is seen going down the drain. What's our reward? Because room 5 should be our reward. It's not going to be any rewards. What are you going to take? His wallet? His TV? His DVD collection? Sure, I guess, More likely than not, you've got to explain to the next round of cops and paramedics who show up what happened, or you got to slink away before the press and the next round of cops and paramedics show up, so you're not blamed for what happened. Funny how in Buffy there was never cops around to go, who is this crazy girl with a stick? So your reward is obviously information and character progression. Your information of what did the car wash manager come into contact with to turn him into this slime monster thing from the Thing, Cthulhuoid creature, which then leads you to the next 5-room scenario in your horror campaign. Well, he went camping over the weekend, dun, 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 and that leaves you with the big question mark at the end. What happened to car wash manager while he and his friends went camping? And if there were friends, where are they now? And are they infected too? Which is, of course, your lead into your next adventure. But there you have your 5-room horror Buffy, Monster of the Week versus Evil Car Wash Manager. Your first scene is your iconic. They're taking the mystery mobile through the car wash and suddenly zombies, because that's just a great scene. Your second scene is exploration, lore, who infected the car wash employees. Your third scene is the fight at the apartment complex, because now you've got to deal with these infected cops. You see the cops get infected, and you've got this iconic image of a player character running up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, we have a cop zombie throwing a flaming TV at them, because that's just golden. Room 4 is your final fight with our car wash manager, who's now possessed in this tentacle weird monster of the week. And then room 5 is your denouement, your hook and your twist. Did a part of it escape down the drain? And how did he get infected? Oh, he and some friends went camping over the weekend. Where did they go camping? Does that mean other friends are infected? That's our next adventure. So there you go. The 5-room dungeons theory as a horror campaign, an introduction to a horror campaign. Feel free to use it. 2 very iconic images there in my mind, the car wash and the apartment complex. And yes, the 5-room dungeon concept does work with other genres. We've seen that. So next month, let's build some more adventures and just see what other types of theories we can mess with that are floating around as ways to do dungeons. So we probably next for February, we might do more superhero oriented, or we might experiment with the whole West March hex crawl theme. Let me know which sounds more interesting to you for February. Superheroes, or build an adventure dealing with this whole West March hex crawl theory that's been running around for a while. Either way, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your predictions for tonight's Royal Rumble. Lesnar coming back? Who knows? Rhea Ripley's probably winning the female one. Or Charlotte. Those are the hands-on favorite. Or maybe Bianca Belair. Anyways, comment down below. Hit that notification button. Keeps you up to date with everything that's going on. Subscribe if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. Help me hit 500 subs by August 4th, and I will do something crazy. Till next time, watch out for those car wash managers. That's probably going to get me in trouble.